Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of the Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Southwest Virginia fishing report with Matt Reilly. How you doing, Matt?
Doing pretty good, Marvin. How are you?
As always, just trying to stay out of trouble. Was Santa Claus good to you this year?
He was, other than brushing us with a little bit of sickness right around Christmas. We had a pretty good holiday, so can't complain too bad.
Well, good. And I, looked at your weather, and it's kind of funny. We went into the deep freeze, then we came out, and we were all running around in shorts and t-shirts and flip flops. And I think we're on the other side of that, kind of heading towards more seasonable flows and temperatures. What did you see out on the water chasing muskie?
Yeah, gosh, it really has been a roller coaster right there around Christmas. The New River was locked up in a lot of places. A lot of our trout streams were frozen over too. Certainly most of the lakes were, and now we're, then right there the first couple of days of the year, we were in the 60s and 70s, and water temperatures, rose 15 degrees in a couple of days. And, water temperature on the New this afternoon, well, around noon was right around 39 degrees. So we're kind of getting back down to seasonal, water temperatures, which is, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a good thing. I like having warmer water even in the dead of winter. Yeah, I think, other than a couple of days here and there where we're going to have some, highs in the mid 30s, 20s for lows, we're going to be mostly in that 40 to 50 some range for the next week or two. So, things are pretty comfortable for January, I would say.
Yeah. And did that cold snap, did it kind of mess up patterning the muskies? Did it make them sluggish, or when did it warm up, did they move around a little bit, or did they just kind of stay put?
They pretty much just stay put. I mean, if anything, any little push of water that we get from rain or dam generation or whatever, the colder that water gets, it seems the more kind of condensed and potted up they become, which, plays into our favor because they're just easier to stay on and a little more competitive and eager. But no, I think all in all, things are, that real cold weather didn't last for maybe 4 or 5 days, and for half of that the river was frozen, so I wasn't out there. But certainly the warm up made them happy. 15 degrees of positive water temperature change anytime, unless it's real hot, can be a good thing.
Yeah. And I would imagine, the trout fishing's probably been pretty kind of typical winter, slow and low, right?
Yep. This time of year on the mountain streams, you do see some blue wing and blue quill hatches from time to time, and you can catch some fish on dry flies some afternoons. Generally, classic BWO days are kind of heavily overcast, snowy, kind of somewhat nasty days that I'm usually musky fishing if I can help it. Yeah, so I mean, nymphing, and there's the odd dry fly opportunity. And then, of course, wintertime can be a good time to streamer fish on our mountain streams, just because we generally have, kind of full rivers. But, those water levels have been bouncing around a bit too. They have been generating pretty consistently down on the tailwaters in Tennessee. So that's been a good streamer option as well.
Yeah, got it. And I saw your newsletter, I think it was maybe last weekend, that you're running out of pre-spawn smallie dates too, right?
Oh man. Yeah, it's I hate to, I don't want to complain about being busy, but, it gets to be kind of a bummer when, I want to make sure I get all my people in, where they want to get in. So I try to do a little bit of a push towards the end of the year, or, the beginning of the year, to try to get people who I know want to get on the calendar, good dates, particularly before shows, and, kind of the February, March timeframe where people start thinking about booking spring and summer dates rolls around. But I mean, I think at this point we've probably got maybe a half a dozen pre-spawn dates left, and even summertime. I mean, I think have a lot open in July, maybe 2/3 of that month, but August, September, pretty much. There's a few days here and there that I need to book, but it's don't wait. if you want to get on there, just let me know sooner rather than later, because it's going quick.
Yeah, and I would also say, talking about show season, it's going to super go quick because you're going to be in Doswell, the Virginia Fly Fishing and Wine Festival, and that's going to soak up a lot of extra days, right?
Yep. More than likely. So we're going to be there both days with a booth and doing presentations both days, and we tend to book quite a few trips there as well. So like I said, don't wait if you want in. It's never too early, because a lot of folks, might wait till March to try to book a September day, and they were gone 2 months ago,
Yeah. And your dad's going to be there with the rod company too, right?
He is. Yeah. So we're going to have, pretty much a full lineup of rods there. Couple of the folks that work with us and represent us, and then probably both at my booth and his booth, we're going to have a couple of the musky rods that we've kind of developed over the last couple of years that I've written a bit about, just kind of the things that are requirements in my mind for a good musky tool. And so we'll have some of those there too. They're not really an item that you can purchase off of the website at the moment, but it's something that we've been selling to the, close contact folks, clients and existing customers, and, people who just hear about it and want a good stick. So, lots of exciting stuff. Should be a good weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And folks, we love questions at the Articulate Fly. You can email them to us or DM us on social media. And if we use your question, I'll send you some Articulate Fly swag, and you're drawing for something cool at the end of the season from Matt. And speaking of that, Matt, we're going to draw next time for all the folks in 2022 that had their questions answered. What are we going to draw for?
We are kind of what I typically do. I'll put together a box of kind of my go-to smallmouth bugs, and that'll come with just some assorted stickers and discount cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, it might even have some CK bait fish. I think I saw those on your Instagram feed earlier this week.
I don't know if I can spare any of them.
Fair enough. Well, listen, folks, you owe it to yourself if you're in the Richmond area this weekend to head over to the Virginia Fly Fishing and Wine Festival and visit with Matt and visit with his dad at Reilly Rod Company and all the other good folks. And if you can't do that, I highly suggest you get out there and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Matt.
Thanks, Marvin.